Check out this clip from a recent episode of our podcast. It's a really interesting episode. Geoff Bourque, a client of mine, actually comes in, talks about his struggle with back pain, his dependency on Oxycontin, and some other interesting stuff.
Check it out. Enjoy.
Addicted versus dependent would be, drug seeking, going to a second doctor and getting a second script.
Sure.
Or using your pain medication weeks before your prescription runs out. I mean, absolutely there's room, have a more painful week, have to slowly ramp things up due to life circumstances, due to whatever. It would happen that I would go to my doctor, let's say 5 days, she'd give me a 30-day script, and I'd come in 5 days early and be like, yeah, it was just a painful month.
It was a painful month, right?
Yeah, that's completely normal. That's completely within the realms of normal behavior. But if you come back after a week and are like, I'm done my 30-day prescription,
right?
You need
there's something.
Start to flag, yeah.
There's something wrong there.
Right.
And so stealing stuff so that you have the cash to go buy it, buying from other people, those are the types of addictive behaviors. And it turns out that what limits that is healthy relationships. So healthy levels of serotonin and oxytocin are what are the biggest factors in reducing your
likelihood of addiction.
Yeah, your likelihood of addiction.
Okay.
So
Nice.
So growing up in a proper family,
Yeah.
as silly as that sounds,
A stable family, right?
a stable family, yeah, where as silly as it sounds, you get hugs,
Yeah.
you get compliments
And
and
emotional
Validations.
validations.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hugely important for serotonin, right? To get a validation from your coach or to make your coach proud. Like, those are great chemical exchanges that lead to healthy individuals, regardless of predispositions to alcoholism or other types of addictions.
Sure. Right.
So yeah, with regards to the addiction and dependence, I was for sure dependent. That's actually a really interesting story. So you take the pain medications. After about 5 days, it just becomes a new normal.
Right.
So you don't get high anymore. I mean, again, you're high for the first couple
Sure.
days, and then it slowly tapers off, and then all of a sudden you just start taking a pill every 12 hours, and plus or minus some top up if your pain is a little bit higher.
Sure.
And that's it. It's a new normal.
It just is, right?
It is. I mean, there was never any point when taking my prescribed dose that I would be high after those first 5 days.
Right.
Now, so what you do is you take your medication every 12 hours, and you have to be pretty consistent with it. And then you have some top-up medication for if you did something extra. You've got the short-acting, it lasts about 4 hours from the time it kicks in. So take it, you get that 45 or half an hour to 45 minutes, let's say, before it kicks in, and then from that point you get about a 4-hour window of extra relief on top of what your daily dose is. But eventually you move to a position where you only want to be taking those 12-hour doses. If you need to be taking, let's say, 3 times every 12 hours some top-up medication, then maybe you should bring up the overall level of 12-hour relief that you're giving yourself. So that's how that slowly happens.
Okay.
But when you're doing, when you're taking that, your body becomes dependent on it. And I found that out, unfortunately. I was at a play of my sister's, and I forgot my pain medication. I didn't realize that the 12-hour mark was going to be
Right in the middle of the play.
right in the middle of the play.
Right.
And I walked out with withdrawal symptoms, and I didn't know what it was. I felt
You were getting sick or something?
Oh yeah, I felt it was awful. I equated some of it because my back was getting sore because I was over that window. It was 13 and a half or 14 hours since my last dose.
Sure.
And it was awful. And then I got home, took my pain medication, all those symptoms went away. I was like, oh, that was withdrawal.
Yeah.
But then that clicked something in my head. That was psychologically traumatizing, because from that point on, I always was like, where are my pills?
Yeah, you were afraid of the withdrawal?
Oh yeah, because it was so uncomfortable. If I was going out drinking with friends and stuff, I would make sure that I had a tiny little thing of my overnight pill container that had 2 or 3 doses in it for the next 12-hour shifts in case I didn't make it home or
something would happen. Right.
Yeah. So that was crappy, really crappy psychologically.
Yeah, I would say.
To then have that click.
Alright guys, if you like that clip, check us out. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, all under 2 Strong Guys. That's the number 2 Strong Guys, one word.
Check it out.